That faith must be encouraged, because if citizens lose faith in this new constitutional order, we shall go back to the same desperation that predated this constitution. And that desperation is what led us to the kind of scenarios we saw in this country after the 2007 general election. We don't want to go back there. We shall be remembered that part of the reasons why people went to the streets following the 2007 elections was because they refused to go to court.
Observers say many Kenyans are more aware of their rights under the new constitution and are willing to challenge anyone or any institution they see infringing on these rights, including the government.
There is an expanded body of rights in our constitution, and yet we have a government that has been inherited from the old order. There is therefore a temptation for government to keep doing things in the old way, and it's inevitable that citizens will keep pushing government to act in accordance with the new order.
The judiciary has since hired more judges and magistrates, but the numbers are still insufficient to handle the existing cases and the many incoming ones. Brenda Wanga, NTV.
It seems government officials are hard-pressed to explain the whereabouts of the son of a former Zambian president believed to be hiding in Kenya. An international warrant of arrest has now been issued against Henry Banda of alleged economic crimes in his country. And as John Alanamu reports, Banda joins a long list of fugitives that are increasingly finding a safe haven in Kenya.
That the son of a former African head of state is on the run over corruption is, at least by historical standards, not a story. But the fact that of all the places to run to, former Zambian President Rupia Banda's son Henry Banda chose to run to, he chose Kenya. Why would a fugitive from justice choose to hide amongst a people in a country governed by the law?
Kenya is developing a terrible reputation as being some sort of place to be if you're wanted by the law.
And it's a reputation built over years of denial. When it was alleged that Rwandan genocide fugitive Felician Kabuga was being sheltered in Kenya,
I received fresh information of his presence in Kenya. The latest response of government authorities is, oh, he's left. Well, if he's left, and you're saying that, show us the evidence. And they say, well, we're still looking for that evidence. Well, if you're still looking for the evidence, you can't honestly say that he's left.
The government response was indignation.
We have no interest and nothing to benefit from giving sanctuary to a perpetrator of genocide.
This time around, the government says it has received notice of the Zambian government's desire to have Banda extradited, but that the Attorney General has to authenticate a request for extradition before the police can move to arrest him.
It's an international obligation. And that's why we have what we all know as Interpol. You cannot, for example, see a well-known international fugitive and wave at him and, next week say you should have told us because we would have arrested him.
And there's one more thing.
Despite claims by the Zambian government that they've tried to extradite Henry Banda from Kenya back to Zambia to face charges, the official position of the Kenyan police is that they don't know where he is. But if indeed the government does know that Henry Banda is in Kenya, then this would bring up yet another double standard with regard to the extradition of persons who are fugitives from the law in other countries from Kenya.
July 11, 2010, the finals of the Football World Cup, and also the day that 75 Ugandans would perish after a terror attack was executed in various social venues. When it was alleged that those